70 and the overnight temperature 55 to 60. This weather front will continue the showers Saturday. Chance of a thunderstorm and the high in the mid-60s. Showers in the forecast for Saturday night, colder, upper 30s and low 40s, and Sunday partly to mostly sunny in the low 50s. Jonesboro, that's your KLEK 102.5 FM weather.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Ollie Barrett. New Zealand's held a memorial service for the 50 people killed in the Christchurch terrorist attacks. UK MPs will vote on the withdrawal agreement later, which would take Britain out of the EU. US President Donald Trump and South Korean President Moon Jae-in will meet at the White House next month. And the United Nations Secretary General has told world leaders they need to bring concrete plans to September's climate summit.
It's 9:01.
KLEK LP Jonesboro, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council. It's now time for Community Conversations, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place, while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK 102.5 FM, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council, or our underwriters or sponsors.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday to you. I hope that you're having a great start to your day. I know the description on the Facebook Live feed says that I'm supposed to have Dr. Christine Wright with me. Unfortunately, she couldn't make it, but some of the occupational therapy students are coming over, so I'm just going to read some announcements until they get here. If you have any community announcements, please feel free to give us a call, 870-277-1080, or drop them in our Facebook Live feed. I'm going to start about reading an announcement that's happening today. This is a luncheon held by Future for Felons. The discussion topic is punishing poverty, the American bail system. The speaker will be Jeremy Rowland of Triple Bail Bonds today, March 29th from 12 to 1 p.m. at the Evelyn Watson Community Center located at 1005 Logan Avenue here in Jonesboro, Arkansas. So again, today, a Friday luncheon, Future for Felons, discussion topic, punishing poverty, the American bail system. Speaker, Jeremy Rowland of Triple Bail Bonds. Please go out and support Future for Felons and all that they are trying to do to raise awareness about the state of the conditions or the state of the felons in the state of Arkansas, the things that they face. They're just trying to get their life back on track, and all the roadblocks and barriers that they face can really set them back, keep them from achieving their goals. All right, so another event that's coming up tomorrow, the Jonesboro Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta is hosting their Sonia D. Williams Scholarship Breakfast. So please go out and support those ladies in their effort and congratulate the winners of those scholarships. All the funds raised from their different events and from this breakfast will go towards the scholarships to help young individuals with their different college needs. All right, so even though this is way early, I still want to bring it to your attention. KLK is in the process of putting together their second annual Juneteenth celebration. Juneteenth in Jonesboro will be June 15th, 2019, from 10 to 2 p.m. This year will be inside, y'all, so no sweating your butts off. We'll be at Park Community Center, which is located at 1506 North Church Street. We are in the process of seeking vendors who would like to set up booths to sell their products. There's a fee for that. And if you go to the KLEK website, there's an event tab, and you can see all of the information about the fees. You can also go to www.klekfm.org, type Juneteenth in the search box, and then click on the registration link. We are also seeking community organizations to set up informational booths, and there is no fee for that. We will have a variety of games for the kids, and we're trying to get some games for the adults as well. So we want to keep it clean and friendly, but we want everyone to come out and have fun, and we want everyone to have something to do. We want to make it feel like a family reunion. You know, there will be a dance off. Not really competition, but don't want to give too much away right now. But we are seeking also sponsors and donors. If you would like to donate items for door prizes, if you want to help sponsor some of the food for the day, please reach out to us and let us know in what capacity you would like to serve, or if you would just like to be a volunteer and come and be a friendly face in the crowd. That'd be wonderful as well. And I am the event coordinator, so you can contact myself or either Leganzi Kale, the station manager. He'll be happy to give you the information that you need. All right, so another event that's happening tomorrow. This is hosted by the Kappa Nu Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. It says Making Money Moves, March 30th, tomorrow, which is Saturday. Credit repair, money management, investing for the future. This will be held at the Delta Center for Economic Development at Arkansas State on the campus of Arkansas State University in room 103. This is from 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. This does not have a fee attached, so it is a free event. If you need to repair your credit, learn how to manage your money better, and start some investing for your future so you're not working so hard into your later years. Make plans to go out to this event, and it's called Making Money Moves. Again, hosted by the Kappa Nu Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. at the Delta Center for Economic Development. If you would like to learn more information, this event is posted also on Facebook under the events, or you can go to their event, go to the Kappa Nu Omega page, and you can find it there. All right. So again, there's so many different things going on in the city of Jonesboro. Some of them are paid events, some are free events. Just mark your calendars and go out and support these different organizations that are hosting these events. It takes a lot of time, energy, and effort to just put the event together, to make it fun and exciting for you, the community. So please show your support by going out to these different events. Let the organizations know that you appreciate what they're trying to do right here in the city of Jonesboro. All right, so let's talk about the Northeast Arkansas March for Babies that is also going down tomorrow, March 30th. It starts at 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., and this will be at the Craighead County Forest Park. Miss Rachel Gearin and her team have been working tirelessly on this event. It says, join us at March for Babies. Together we walk for a brighter future. You can help fund research and find solutions to tackle threats to moms and babies. You can either make a donation. I think the time is closed for you to set up your team, but you can always make a donation, or you can just go out and support. Based on our conversation that I've had with Miss Rachel, it makes the families of these children that were born too soon feel really special and feel really joyful that the community as a whole comes out and supports them. Get to know some of the families, get to know some of the things that they struggle with, having a newborn baby born too soon, having to stay at the hospital, not able to bring their baby home right away like some other parents. So go out, support the cause, make a donation to March of Dimes. Your money goes to a great cause, and especially if you donate local, they make sure the money gets to where it needs to go. It's not going to some big corporation. All right, another event that's coming up. This is in April, with April 30th. With the different times. The next one is April 30th, and this is Baby State, hosted by St. Bernard's Medical Center. This will be held at the St. Bernard's Auditorium. It will be from, I don't see a time, I apologize. Okay, so the details state, now they really do come with instructions. This is talking about babies. Meet the region's #1 maternity services team at St. Bernard's. It's all a part of an evening of higher learning for parents to be, and that we call Baby State. Meet your nurses. The St. Bernard's maternity nursing team will be on hand to answer your questions. This will start at 6 p.m. for registration and to enter for door prizes. The event will start at 6:30 and it'll go on to 8 p.m. They will have car seat safety, St. Bernard's Birth Care Center virtual tour, meet the lactation specialist, infant care section, meet expert staff who specialize in caring for babies, pre-register for your delivery. Again, this is at St. Bernard's Auditorium, 505 East Washington Avenue, Jonesboro, Arkansas. To learn more or register, call the St. Bernard's Health Line at 855-207-7300 or just visit their website, stbernards.info/events. You can find more information there, and you can register for a baby state. So if you are a parent to be, please go out and get some information. Learn how to correctly install your car seat. The team over there does a wonderful job. I want to give a shout out to Miss Mabel and Miss Dempsey. Those are two that I know personally. They are very dedicated to providing the best and most quality service possible. All right, so we have another baby-related event. This is happening Sunday, April 14th from 1 to 4 p.m. St. Bernard's NICU Reunion and Parade. This will be the First National Bank Arena, which was formerly the Convocation Center. All right, it says this year, the annual St. Bernard's Neonatal Intensive Care Unit, which is NICU, reunion will be at the Expo on Sunday, April 14th from 1 to 4 p.m. NICU graduates are invited to visit the Kids Zone at Expo for fun activities, photo opportunities, and a meet and greet with NICU staff members. At 2 p.m., all NICU graduates are invited to participate in a parade to officially kick off the Kids Rock and Run race. All St. Bernard's NICU graduates will receive a free t-shirt to wear to the event by calling the St. Bernard's Health Line 870-207-7300 to RSVP. If you would like to order a t-shirt for a parent or another sibling, you can do that at the link. And so you can find this event on Facebook. If you go to your events, it should be in the top of the list. All right, so my students have joined me this morning. Let me turn their microphones on and switch to camera view. I want to thank them for rushing over and filling in for Dr. Christine. Good morning to you all.
Good morning.
All right, so can you please state your name and your classification and any other information you would like to provide?
I'm Cody Horton, and I am a second-year occupational therapy student at Arkansas State University.
And I am Savannah Parrott, and I am also a second-year occupational therapy student at ASU.
All right, so Cody and Savannah, I can thank you all. Mr. Cody, you've been here before.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Sorry, I didn't look up and recognize you. All right, so what are we going to follow with? I know Dr. Christine wanted to give some overview of the occupational therapy program, and maybe you can give us something new or what's happening and some other projects that you all are working on. So go right ahead.
Sure. So we are a fairly new accredited program, meaning that AOTA has officially accredited us as an occupational therapy program here in Arkansas. We have an occupational therapy assistant program, which is about a year to year and a half. And then we also have the occupational therapy doctoral program, which is about a 3-year program. And so, yeah, we love it, and we've got some awesome professors, and it's a really, really great program to be in if anyone would be interested.
Okay. And so, again, I know we've talked about this before, but can you explain the difference between physical therapy and occupational therapy? Because some people, I'm not trying to, say people don't understand. I'm not going to use the word. Anyway, there can be some misunderstanding of what those are. Can you please explain?
Right, so physical therapy, they operate on a frame of reference, predominantly the biomechanical frame of reference.
Okay.
And occupational therapy, we utilize numerous frames of references while we're treating clients and while we're engaging in intervention with them. So our main focus through our interventions are we want to have the client go back to what they want to be able to do, whether that be riding a bike or anything that they can think of. That's what we want to help them be able to do. And so I would say that we just try to focus on treating them in a holistic, client-centered manner, and that's there's a whole, we could talk about this for a long time, but
Yeah, we use occupation as a means to get to a better occupation.
Okay.
So in therapy, we will use things that motivate our clients, that they find meaningful to them and that they find valuable to them in our therapy sessions. So in order for them to get to do occupations that they are wanting to do, and are expected to do. And occupation can be kind of a different sort of word. A lot of people think that we help people in their job or in the workforce or whatever, but basically an occupation can be anything that takes up time throughout your day. So that could be dressing, bathing, that could be gardening, that could be working, as a lot of us do, that could be going to school like we do. And so in therapy, we use the occupation as a means to the outcome of a better occupation.
I'm sure oftentimes you encounter patients that let's just take this for instance, for people who have had strokes. They need quite a bit of therapy. Depending on the severity of the stroke, they need both physical and occupational therapy to get back to a functional way of life. They may not be where they were. Again, depending on the stroke. I was having this conversation with someone else, and there's a person they know, because they're now using their brain in a different way, they're using their body in a different way, they're starting to not feel like they're disintegrating. I don't know if that's the word I want to use. Their mental capacity is
Declining.
Blossoming again, and their physical capacity is getting better because they're doing something to keep them busy physically and mentally. So can you talk about that aspect of what can happen if someone they had a stroke, they had an accident, whatever the case, and they do not receive the proper therapy that they need? What could happen?
Well, I believe, and I mean, obviously our profession believes that remaining engaged in things that keep you active, and either that be like retraining yourself to complete a different type of an activity, or us teaching you how to, like, a different way to do that activity. I think that that's very important to keep you engaged and make sure that your mind is staying sharp, or that you are being physically active, because if not, you can deteriorate further or become depressed, or there's a whole list of things that could happen if you don't remain participating in things that you like to do. And a lot of times we can use that to actually help the client get back to function or prior level of function that they had before the stroke. Just being able to take little steps at a time in intervention or therapy to get back to where they once were. So
Yeah, we believe life is not a life without quality of life. And so we are all about getting people back to the things that they makes up their life, makes their life meaningful. Because if life isn't meaningful for someone, then that's not much of a life.
No, ma'am. So right now, are you working on any particular projects, individually or as a team, or?
Well, about our project.
Yes,
we're doing the lymphedema project, and then here in another, I guess a year, we're going to do our level 3 objectives, which is like another field work. And so Lee and I, the person that I was with last time, we're focusing on like an entrepreneur type of facet within occupational therapy, and we want to expand OT as not only being implemented more in this area, but having more of a leadership stake so that we can promote our profession and advocate for our populations that we serve. And we're looking forward to being able to do that in about a year. So,
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing when you all come up with and the progress that you made. I'm so happy to see so many ambitious young people.
Yes.
You're not just going to college to get education or get a degree just because there's a purpose behind what you're doing. You want to help people get to a better place in life. This is not just a job. This is a career and a lifestyle for you. Like, that's what I'm getting from. It's not just, I'm just getting a degree to make a paycheck.
Right.
Right. It's something we enjoy.
That's awesome. So what about you, Miss Savannah?
So I have my research project for my capstone. We are looking at parent knowledge when their child is transitioning from a CHMS facility to the public school system. So CHMS facilities are actually specific to the state of Arkansas. These are things like Miracle Kids, or it's basically sort of a daycare, but therapists are on site.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. And so, but I'm interested in pediatrics, so I'm a little different than Cody, but basically what we're looking at is what parent knowledge we want parents to feel like they are empowered to get the rights that their child needs and deserves.
Wow.
And so we're really looking at how the transition from this CHMS facility to a public school system can be improved, and how we can educate parents in what their child needs to make their life better. So
we're going to put a pause right there and take our first break, and so when we come back, we'll get back into our discussion. I'm really interested to see what you can do with kids. So, all right, you're tuned into Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back after these announcements.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
What's holding you back from forgiving your spouse? I'm Mark Merrill with today's Family Minute. Marriage is messy. When two imperfect people come together, there are bound to be mistakes made and feelings hurt. So when your spouse does something wrong and apologizes, how can you move towards accepting their apology and letting it go? Here are 5 steps to forgiveness in marriage. First, understand that forgiveness is a choice, not a feeling. If you wait until you feel ready to forgive your spouse, then you will live in hurt and anger for a long time. Second, share your hurt. It may be uncomfortable, but it's important to honestly communicate with your spouse so you can work through the situation together. Remember, your family first.
For more resources on today's topic, go to markmerrill.com.
Family Minute is made possible by the Kappa Nu Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, a non-profit organization committed to service to all mankind. Kappa Nu Omega Alpha Kappa Alpha on Facebook and KNOMEGA1908.com.
Family Minute is brought to you by the Gears Foundation, a non-profit organization providing students with assistance in their academic and career pursuits. Gears Foundation on Facebook, Gears_Inc. on Instagram, and the Gears Foundation at gmail.com.
Check out Melvin Williams of the Williams Brothers every Sunday morning from 5 to 7 a.m. here on KLEK for the Melvin Williams Down Home Gospel Radio Show, playing the very best in quartet and inspirational gospel music that you'll love, as well as feature interviews with all of your favorite gospel artists. It's Melvin Williams Down Home Gospel Radio Show, Sundays from 5 to 7 a.m. on KLEK 102.5 FM.
Hello, I'm Officer Jonathan Hagens of the Jonesboro Police Department. One of the best decisions I ever made was to join the Jonesboro Police Department. Since joining, I've had the pleasure to give back, protect, and serve my community. Now I want to let you know about that same opportunity. The Jonesboro Police Department will conduct testing for the patrol officers at the Valley View High School. Applications are available online at jonesboropolice.com. The Jonesboro Police Department offers a competitive salary, health, and retirement benefits, top-of-the-line training, and most importantly, the chance to make a difference difference in the Jonesboro community. Join me in making Jonesboro a better place. The Jonesboro Police Department is an equal opportunity employer, and women and minorities are especially encouraged to apply. More information, 870-935-5657.
Applications are being accepted. Applications are available at jonesboropolice.com.
We at KLEK would like to extend a sincere thank you to all of our underwriters and sponsors. If you would like to sponsor or underwrite our programming and help us to educate, entertain, and empower the community, our number is 870-203-9951. Our email address is klek1025fm@gmail.com. The website address is klekfm.org. Again, thank you for listening.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
All right, welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. My guests today are students from the Occupational Therapy Program at Arkansas State University, Mr. Cody and Miss Savannah, and they pretty much got recruited like on the spot. So I thank them for being good sports and coming on over to share some information with you all. And hopefully everyone out there listening can take something away from this conversation. I want to first go back to Miss Savannah. You were talking about you have an interest in pediatrics.
Yes, ma'am.
More so. What work can be done with the baby? I call them the babies, but for children, under 12 and under, what are some of their needs, or what occupational things can you do with them?
Yeah, sure. So we still are, our main focus is obviously still occupation, but occupation looks differently for a child than it does for an adult. So a lot of occupations that we work on with kids is play. Play is actually a really important aspect of development. It helps you not only with physical and like motor development, but cognitive development as well, and sensory needs. We also deal a lot with school readiness. So that's for a lot of kids that are under the age of 5, like just getting them ready for the kindergarten classroom and what that's going to look like. And since school is such a major part of development, and really anything else, potty training, a lot of it is sensory needs. That's a big one found in pediatrics. Basically, again, just anything that takes up their time throughout the day. It might look a little bit different, of course, than the geriatric population, but that's what our focus is what takes up. So feeding, that's a big one as well. And so, yeah, that's what we kind of focus on.
That's awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about, I was looking on the website, the ASU website concerning the program, and I noticed that there's a new class coming in, and there was some information about the program outcomes and accreditation. So I do want to let people know this program is accredited. So once you graduate with your degree, license, or do you have to get a license, or how does that work?
Yes, ma'am. When you graduate, you take a national board certification exam, and then obviously if you want to pass that, and then if you pass, you become a licensed nationally you become a occupational therapist, and then you apply for a licensure within your state.
Within your state, okay. And so again, this is and there's more information if you would like to know, to make sure, check up on the credentials, they are accredited. And then there's a link to program outcomes. And this is really impressive. The graduation rate for 2018 was 96%. So that means a lot of students took this program very seriously.
Yes.
And they did their best, and they graduated. And so now they're going to go out into the world and be therapists.
Yes.
To help somebody. And I also see that you have to go through some background checks and drug screens. Is because you're going to be working with the general public in a medical setting?
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So don't worry, you won't get a therapist that has some issues. Not to say we don't all have issues, but you know what I mean.
Well, and they go through the typical protocol as if you were having a job, because the goal is once you graduate to have a job. So they want to make sure that they're hiring, or they're accepting people that are able to be hired.
Right. And so again, there's other information located, the program application and brochures. So let's go back and talk about the prerequisites though. So, someone from social work, I don't know if someone from social work can move over to OT, or how does it work? What are the prerequisites?
So you for sure have to have a bachelor's degree for the doctoral program.
Okay.
So that's specifically for the doctoral. The OTA, you have to meet specific prerequisites in order to get accepted into that program. But I think Cody has a list of all of the prereqs, some of them at least.
Yeah, so like Savannah said, just a bachelor's degree, typically in any field, will be acceptable. It's required that you have at least a 3.0 GPA cumulatively, and then at least a C or above on a C, at least a C and above on all prereqs, like in the courses that you have to be in this program. But the prerequisites are medical terminology, both of the anatomy and physiology classes, physics, statistics, general psychology, developmental psychology, and abnormal psychology.
Okay.
So.
All right, so if someone wants to get into this program, they need to have a kind of forward-thinking mindset of, what do I need to take first in order to get into the program versus taking a bunch of stuff and then now I want to get into the program. Then they have to spend another 2 semesters trying to take what they need versus trying to get it on in. And then, so don't waste time and money. Classes are expensive. So go ahead and get what you need. If you think occupational therapy is the route you want to go, start looking at now. What can you start taking? And get with your advisor. I can't stress that enough. When I first started school, I thought I could handle it. Now, when I started school, things were a whole lot different. We didn't have the online access that you all have. Because I started school in '95, so we had the newspaper brochure, it was like a newspaper, and go through, pick out classes, and anyway, it was a total mess. And I thought I could handle it on my own, then use my advisor to its fullest. So, yeah. Anyway, you see your advisor.
Yeah, that's very
Take their
important.
recommendations. All right. So the prerequisites for the doctor program have all that stuff. What is the GPA requirement?
3.0.
3.0. All right. So, and then once you get in, is like day one, you hit the ground running.
Pretty much. Your first year is going to consist of a lot of basic science courses. So we took gross anatomy our first semester in the doctoral program. We've taken neuroscience. You'll learn about the history of OT, so like really more lecture kind of style courses with a few labs thrown in there, like tech skills and whatnot. And then once your second semester starts, you start to kind of get more of a hands-on sort of approach. We split up our semesters by population, so the second semester you will work with the pediatric population, and you'll have a course based off of that, and then you will also go out into level 1 field work for pediatric. And then the next semester you'll do a geriatric, and then we are currently in our psychosocial population round, and so we're having a course on that, and then we're out at field work as well.
Can you give us some more insight? Because that's a new one on me, the psychosocial.
Sure.
Well, I mean, not the term, but as far as it relates to occupational therapy. So what are some things that you all would do in that realm, psychosocial realm?
Right. So occupational therapy was actually founded as a mental health type of profession. And it's really rooted in psychology, especially from its origins. So for individuals that have like a mental illness or some type of behavioral diagnosis, we can do a lot of things. providing them with occupations like we talked about earlier that they like to do or want to do, you would be surprised at how much engaging in activity that is constructive can change your mindset. And we focus on that, but we can take on physical aspects or behavioral, environmental. We can do a whole variety of things for that population. And, you know, like just this field work session that we're in right now, I've been able to explore some of these things, and it's amazing, like some of the things that you can do for these people, that it totally changes their mindset or makes them happy, or you can change their day just by a simple activity. And or engaging with their peers or anything like that. It's really amazing.
That's really awesome. I want to say good morning to everyone that's listening and watching our Facebook Live feed. Thank you for checking in. I do want to ask this question. Have you encountered through your studies, case studies, whether they're made up or real, a patient not getting the therapy that they need and the outcome of their life?
Yeah.
I don't want to say it like that.
For sure. So there, a lot of people don't really, people need to kind of have more of an education on occupational therapy. So it's not that they are purposefully maybe trying to take away services or whatnot, but it's just not as, you know, when you see a physical therapist, you automatically think, you know, of what a physical therapist does. But, you know, with occupational therapy, we really are trying to advocate more for it. And so that's kind of a big proponent of our program, is learning how to advocate for our profession, learning how to get clients the services that they need and deserve. And so, but yeah, I've definitely seen instances where clients don't get the therapy they need and their quality of life decreases drastically.
And then on the flip side, have you seen someone that didn't get the care they needed, but then now they decide, okay, I need help, or, you know, their doctor ordered, or whatever the case may be, and so even though their condition has progressed, have you seen someone make a turnaround after receiving care at a later stage in their condition?
Absolutely. And kind of like Savannah was talking about, a lot of people don't know exactly all the things that we can do. But, you know, simple things like doing home modifications or teaching them how to use different types of adaptive equipment so that they can complete some of the activities in their daily life with more ease. That can really affect their life, even if we can't maybe get them back to a physical function level that they were at prior to their accident or trauma or anything like that. We can train them or teach them different methods or provide them with resources that can help them, you know, engage in life.
A lot of times disability can be just a social construct. So, you know, if you're not able to do things, we try to think of it as, well, let's change the environment, and so you can do things. So it can be just as how you perceive it.
Okay.
Yeah, we can be pretty creative with some of this stuff.
Yes.
In some cases where people need additional services, advocacy, do you work with social workers to help try to find those services that they need? Resources?
We can, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, we can work with pretty much anybody in the community as far as getting them the resources that they require, or if we have an idea of like a different type of transportation they can take or access to a building, we can pretty much communicate with anybody we need to.
That's awesome. I know that there is a house or it's a facility, not virtual. It's
The Sim House.
Yes.
Yeah.
So do you all get to use that very often?
Yes. So one of our professors what we'll do is she's taken us in there, and we've had to assess the home based on, she gives us a sort of made up client and a made up diagnosis that they have. And we have to assess the home and see what modifications we would make in order for that person to be able to access the home better so that they can perform their daily occupations. So it's a very helpful learning tool for sure.
So do you practice with other students or actual maybe adults, or who do you work with as far as them playing the role as the patient?
So right now we're doing some type of like simulation exercises in our classes, and we bring in people from like either people we know or people that our professors know, and some of them do have diagnosis that we can work on, and some of them do assume a disability or some kind of ailment that we have to figure out how to fix. But we work, as far as that goes, we've had, group work where we work with students that assume a disability or, something like that, or we bring in people too. So, and then a lot of times at our field work, in those types of situations, we encounter people with, ailments or disabilities that we will be seeing when we actually graduate. So,
with the students, the people you work with that are doing the role play, do they really give you a hard time?
It depends.
Sometimes, yes.
Okay.
So.
And with you, Ms. Savannah, since you want to focus on children, have you had a chance to go to some local facilities to do internships or kind of watch?
Yeah, so our first field work rotation was at a CHMS facility here in town, and it was extremely helpful. It really, I always have known that I kind of wanted to work with kids just because I'm very passionate about that, but actually getting to interact with children who do have diagnoses and that you are going to be able to hopefully help one day just really struck a passion in me even more. And so I'm very, very excited. I'm excited to work with kids, but also I'm very passionate about empowering parents to give their children to educate them on the rights of their children and to show them that their child has a God-given purpose here on earth. And so that's what I'm really passionate about.
That's awesome. All right, so how far are you all away from graduation?
We graduate in August of 2020, so we're closing in.
Yeah, so
we're over halfway though.
Yeah. So we'll go. This is our last semester sort of in like the school setting, like with lectures and labs and stuff, for a little while at least, and we will go out on our level 2 field work, and we'll do that for the rest of the year. So we'll basically be working like 40 hours a week as a full-time OT with a mentor, but no pay, but that's okay.
It's like the experience.
It's worth it. Yes. And then we will come back and have a little bit of a semester, and then we will go out on our level 3, and that's going to be implementing a program somewhere, and then we'll come back and graduate.
Okay. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you all have in store for the community as a whole. Will you stay within Cricket County, or will you venture out to other locations?
I plan on staying pretty close.
Okay.
And I'm actually from Paragould, so I was born and raised there, and I plan on really wanting to give back to my community, so I'm very excited about that.
And so have you all used other opportunities to spread the word about occupational therapy, such as community fairs, events, maybe to set up an informational table, or just come and offer some type of or first of all, are you allowed to do any type of on-site, hands-on, without a mentor, without a professor present?
No, we right now as students, we really do need that mentorship because we're still sort of trying to perfect our craft. But we've done a lot of community outreach programs within our program, like within the program right now. We've done, we went to some sort of geriatric expo where we were able to give assessments, like mobility assessments for elderly residents of Jonesboro, and we were able to assess whether they would need adaptive equipment or whatnot and be able just to educate them on that. We've done Special Olympics for the kiddos in Paragould. That was really fun. So we've been able to do a lot of things with our community. We actually just helped with the Jonesboro Human Development Center, their gala. We were able to, we were able to serve out there. So our professors really do a great job of making sure that because our program is here in Jonesboro, that we give back to the community that has, allowed us just to be here and to serve. And so,
That's awesome. So if there was a facility that would like for you all to come and speak, are you able, with permission and I guess with a professor or a mentor being in tow, would you all be able to go and speak and just spread the word about the program?
Yeah, we
yes,
can do
ma'am.
that.
Yeah, we're all about advocating. So, and actually, some of the students are headed out to New Orleans next week for the American Occupational Therapy Association conference.
Okay.
So this is the nationwide conference. About 18,000 occupational therapists will be there. So we're very excited about that.
So a room full of people using your own, like, do you all
Yes.
have like a language that you all use, like throwing out, because like you're using this term
CHMS, yes.
So, like, do you all just throw out different acronyms?
Yeah, we definitely have like political, or I'm sorry, not political, professional jargon that we use, and yeah, it's just one of those things.
our
significant others don't really understand it quite well. My husband tries, but bless his heart.
I mean, he's okay. What is that? Because for me, can you break down what CHMS means?
So basically, it's just a type of facility.
Okay.
So you've heard of like a specialized nursing facility or
Yes.
something. It's just a type of facility.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. It's specifically in the pediatric setting.
So for children that may have developmental disabilities
Right.
or some other special need that they can't be in a regular daycare setting.
Right, and so what this allows is it allows parents to, first of all, have a daycare for when they're possibly at work, and then it also allows for them to receive therapy services on site. So,
Okay, that is really awesome.
yeah, it's a great concept.
Yeah.
All right, so we're coming up on our next break already. Wow, this 20 minutes is going pretty fast. I guess when you're talking about something you love or something that's really exciting, time goes by fast.
Yes.
We're going to take another quick break, but please do not go anywhere. We'll be right back with the students, Mr. Cody and Miss Savannah, on Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
We're back with Money Matters. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. Overspending is a major reason why many of us struggle financially. Ironically, we're often not indulging ourselves, but our children, those people that author and youth financial educator Sabrina Lamb calls beautiful con artists. It's your job to both teach your children the value of money as well as protect your budget from them. Communicate as early and as often as possible that your money is not their money. Your obligation to your kids is to provide adequate food, clothing, and shelter, and not necessarily the best money can buy. And to see to their education and moral development while they are minors. Going much further than that will not only make teaching kids about money more difficult, but could hurt them in the long run. Remember, your primary job as a parent is to transform your dependent minors into financially independent, self-supporting adults. You'll do just the opposite if you insist on providing for their every whim. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. for Money Matters, a product of American Urban Radio Networks.
Money Matters is made possible by the Jonesboro Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, a nonprofit organization focused on joy in our sisterhood, power in our voice, and service in our hearts. www.jonesboroalumnidst.org.
Money Matters is brought to you by Bancorp South, offering checking, savings, loans, credit cards, and wealth management. 5 locations in Jonesboro to serve you. www.bancorpsouth.com or 870-972-9800.
Money Matters is brought to you by the Gears Foundation, a nonprofit organization providing students with assistance in their academic and career pursuits. Gears Foundation on Facebook, Gears_Inc. on Instagram, and the Gears Foundation at gmail.com.
Hello everyone, this is Brother Carls at KLEK 102.5 FM. We're having our spring fund drive. We are seeking 100 donors to give at least $20 per month. But we are happy with any gift, large or small. Come by our studio at 1411 Franklin Street in Jonesboro. Call us at 870-277-1080, or you can visit our website at klekfm.org. Or you can use the Cash App, $KLEKFM, or text KLEK1 and send it to 44321. This brother called Victory Praise Gospel, all Gospel Wednesday. So please, all my listeners, let's donate.
KLEK thanks CJ Pepper and the staff of Life Strategies Counseling Incorporated for helping people through hard times in life such as depression, family issues, stress, abuse, and more. They offer counseling and therapy for all ages, individuals, families, and groups. They are located at 1217 Stone Street. Phone number 1-866-972-1268 or online at lscihelp.com.
Support for KLEK is brought to you by...
One Saturday morning, some customer of ours was having coffee at the local convenience store. Another customer pulled his golf cart behind him. He came in and said, "I'm going to go play golf and relax." A former customer of ours was sitting there, and he said, "I'm pulling my cart on my trailer today too, and I'm going to go relax this afternoon." Everyone looked outside. Don was pulling his backhoe behind his truck. Everyone had a good laugh. Glenn saying, God bless our troops.
Centennial Bank, member FDIC, is a customer-focused bank that provides a broad range of commercial and retail banking and related financial services to businesses, investors, individuals, and municipalities. Centennial Bank has 9 locations in Northeast Arkansas. 870-268-2300. www.my100bank.com.
The Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated was established on January 1st, 1977, originally serving Blytheville, Arkansas, and now serving Jonesboro, Blytheville, Osceola, Marion, and West Memphis, Arkansas. Today, the chapter continues to make an impact by focusing on Alpha's national community outreach initiatives such as My Brother's Keeper, A Voteless People is a Hopeless People, Go to High School, Go to College, Project Alpha, Boy Scouts, and the March of Dimes. The Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated is committed to Alpha's mission of developing leaders, promoting brotherhood and academic excellence, while providing service and advocacy to the community. More information about the Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated is available at MOL Alphas on Facebook or via email at molalphas@gmail.com.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
All right, welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. I have really enjoyed my special guest today, even though they got thrown in at the last minute. But they have been a joy to talk to. I'm learning so much more about the occupational therapy program. There's so much to explore, so much to discuss. Mm-hmm. It's never just a one conversation type deal. So as we get ready to wrap up, are there any other projects that you all know about that's going on? I know that Mr. Cody and please forgive me. What's your other team member's name?
Oh, Alexis. Yes, ma'am. And Lee.
And Lee. You all are working on lymphedema project. Mm-hmm. And do you have a particular project you're working on right now?
So we are finishing up the CHMS research that I kind of talked about, but my level 3 is I'm actually going to be at Fellowship Bible Church in Paragould. And I'm going to be helping develop a gospel-centered psychotherapy program for people who have experienced trauma. So I'm very excited about that. Yes.
Well, you're definitely going to have to come back and tell us more about
Yes, I'd
that.
love to. Mm-hmm.
All right. And so you all just came back from spring break. So did you enjoy your spring break?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I sure did. My husband took me to Nashville and surprised me with the Lauren Daigle concert.
Awesome.
So I was very excited.
Do you find yourself, even when you're on a break, still in that school and occupational therapy, that mindset, and you're either looking at observing things and just kind of like having to pull yourself back from wanting to intervene?
Yeah, one of the main things I notice is like if I see someone working and it's not like ergonomically efficient, when I see them like the way they bend their back or
straight over.
if they're carrying like one too many items or not enough, or just, you know what I mean, like just stuff like that, it really gets me. Or if I see, when I'm in the community and I see like different ways of accessing the community, whether it be through a wheelchair or some type of like where the, you know, mobility issue, it does bother me, and I think about, okay, well, what could I do in this situation to help them? Or that's mainly what I notice.
I want to give you all, a challenge project, just a aside, because sometimes there's not enough voices being raised concerning accessibility around town. I recently participated in a survey hosted by another agency asking about what are some challenges different groups face within the city of Jonesboro. There needs to be a few more accessibility things. That's not the word I'm looking for. There are some places that need to be more accessible to individuals. Everyone that has a disability is not in a wheelchair or on a walker. They may use a cane or they may not use any assistive devices. However, there are some things they cannot access due to their disability. So I would love for businesses around town to be a little more mindful of what they provide for their customers, or it's just to get into the store or moving around the store.
Right. A lot of times disability isn't external, so we can't really see it sometimes. When we think disability, we think wheelchair or some sort of crutches or canes, and those can, yes, of course, can be display disability, but a lot of times it's an internal too. So I know at some places, like Ultimate Air Trampoline Park here in Jonesboro, they have a sensory time for kids who have a lot of sensory needs, who maybe need less stimuli. And so they have for that hour a sensory sort of jump for kids. So more things like that in the community would be so helpful for parents and for everyone.
And there are a lot of people with chronic illnesses or chronic pain. Again, they may not always use a device to get around. I noticed for me, going to a lot of places, the seating is what I look at first,
Right.
So, and again, there may be others that have issues and they may not can sit in certain type of chairs, either with wheels or with arms, or that's too low. They need something higher. Anyway, we can go on and on about that, but I would love to see you all out and about in the community making a difference. So hopefully you get a chance to maybe go to some city council meetings and talk about these different things. Make it a project or get some other your fellow students involved. And let's go to city council and make the request known.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And that's how change happens.
You're so right. Yes.
And we all have a voice, and I just want to see more people getting the help that they need, and everyone living the best life possible and assessing everything possible within the city, and not feeling like they're second-hand citizens, or they're just watching everybody else's life go by. So that's my soapbox moment for today.
Well, thank you.
All right, so the last minute and a half, any final words or shout-outs or anything?
I would just say if anyone is interested in the occupational therapy program at ASU, whether that be OTA or OTD, definitely look into it. It's not only given me a path to pursue the career that I'm so passionate about, but it has really molded me into a better woman and a better friend and a better servant to people, and so it's been a wonderful experience so far.
Right. If you're an undergraduate student and you're thinking about pursuing this career path, I would encourage you to attend one of the meetings that our student organization holds and get some more information, kind of learn more about it and see if it's the right fit for you. And that's kind of how I found the program. I went to a meeting and I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. So
yes, that is awesome. Well, thank you all so much for joining us today, and please give Dr. Christine our love, and we're sorry she couldn't make it, but maybe we'll get her on some other time. And thank you for all the work that you are currently doing in the community, and I look forward to seeing more from you all and the whole team.
Yes.
All right, well, thank you everyone out there for listening and watching. This has been your Friday edition of Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. Don't forget to check out the events tabs on Facebook and look for some events happening around town. March for Babies is tomorrow. Go out and support those families. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you for listening to Community Conversations on KLEK